Okay. Just 1 minute, huh? Done properly. Probably I'm just about to start the program, but you think Sunday will work? I think Sunday will be better for her. आप थोड़ा जला दो probably. Light it. Light it. I'll say the mantra. Om Gravyadam Agnim Pranomiduram Yamarajam Gachatu Ripravaha. Thank you very much. Okay, so we'll get started and welcome everybody. We'll start with a prayer. Om Gyan Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmetam Yena Tasmei Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance, and by the sweetest graces, my spiritual master, my darkened eyes were opened with a salve of love in the form of transcendental knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances, gratitude, and homage to him. Hare Krishna. Oftentimes, because of the way we do our program and how people dress, etc., this program may be construed as an ISKCON program, a program that is done at ISKCON, but it's not. I'm saying this so that, because this is being recorded, this will go on YouTube, and it's not that there is any disconnect with anyone. We're not trying to say we don't want to be ISKCON. We're not saying that. What we're saying is this is a program based on Srila Prabhupada's life and teachings, which is what ISKCON is based on also, but does not always do exactly how ISKCON wants things to be done like that, and follows a methodology that Srila Prabhupada wanted, that he told some of his disciples, and they passed it on to some of us who are grand disciples, and we'll continue passing this down. This is a program that is about God consciousness, and we do use the word Krishna a lot because that's a tradition I personally come from. Many of our leaders in our program will come from that tradition. Many others may come from other traditions. So when they're doing their Smile program, they may speak more about being Christ conscious or Allah conscious, like that, Ram consciousness, Vishnu consciousness, like that, Shiva consciousness, like that. These types of discussions will happen. Smile, which stands for Sankirtan Mahayagya Harinam Lifestyle, is based on the life and teachings of Gauranga Mahaprabhu as explained by Srila Prabhupada. So just making that clear right from the beginning, that's who we are, what we do, because sometimes people wonder how is it that Nityananda Prabhu is dressed like a karmi. It's not that, it's how we do smile. And I'm going to explain this again. First of all, I want to acknowledge Jagannath, Lord Jagannath, who I call Jagannath as a friend, who is himself Lord Krishna, who actually is the only form of Krishna that goes through all three different pastimes of Krishna, whether it's Vrindavan Leela, whether it's Mathura Leela, whether it's Dwarka Leela, like that. And very merciful form of God, very merciful form of Kalachandji, of Krishna, whoever we have as our name for Krishna. And since he's come into our program, which is approximately a little over 3 weeks ago, by the graces of Anand Prabhu's sister-in-law, who we are now speaking to make more of these 3D art, you might say. We found that since he's come, just miraculous things have happened. And today's program, you'll see, is a little different from all the ones we've had in the past, including last week. It's just getting sharper and sharper and sharper until it becomes so sharp that, people will get it the first time they attend a program. They'll, okay, we now know what this is all about, like that. So I want to say welcome to all of you who are here in person and all of us who are online. How many people are online, Prabhuji? 5 people online right now. So 5 and 8 of us. 8 of us? Yeah, 8 of us. 3, 6, 8, yeah. 13 right now. More people will join as time goes. The ideal number for this program is between 10 and 15. The minimum is 2, and the maximum is 20, just so you know. So how all this started is that Srila Prabhupada who came to this world, his coming to this world is way more than miraculous. If you hear the story of how it came to be that he came to this world, we'll realize that any one of us, however remotely we can touch Srila Prabhupada or Srila Prabhupada's energy, gives us the greatest of all fortunes, really the greatest of all fortunes. His heart was that Krishna had come 5,000 years ago, and Krishna's purpose of coming was to reclaim the living entities, because the living entities wandered into the material world and then realized that they weren't in the best of all places, right? We figured out it's not the best of all places. So Krishna wants his children and his beloveds home again. He wants them back home again. And so he came personally, and he made it very easy. Pretty much in all of his pastimes, there'll be a lot of, dancing, singing, playing games, doing pastimes. There were very attractive pastimes. I mean, it's just mind-blowing, blissful pastimes, right? So his message in the Bhagavad Gita is, I've come and see how I'm dancing with my friends, and I'm playing with my friends. You also come and join the dance and the games. You come and join me, like that. That's the doorbell, right? Good. You got a great doorbell. So, Hare Krishna. That's all right. Come right in. We just started. Please take a seat. It takes a while to stop. Yeah, that's all right. Okay. All right. That's okay. No issues. The holy names of the Lord are very, very very, very efficacious. They create great results. So he did that, and a lot of people took advantage and actually went back to Godhead. And the program continued, and then about 200 years later, the program started waning, sort of dying. And so then Krishna decided he'll come himself as a devotee, because he figured that people were finding it very hard to become devotees. Because, Krishna himself sets a very high standard in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Braja. So he decided, let me show them the way to become the best devotee in the easiest possible way. So he comes as Gauranga Mahaprabhu, and he explains the science of Krishna consciousness, the knowledge of Krishna consciousness, the application of that knowledge, and how to create amazing value from that knowledge, which, by the way, is the correct definition of education. The English dictionary, unfortunately, does not have a full definition of education. It sort of struggles to figure out what education means, And most people struggle. What is education? You'll see a lot of different explanations given. But what it has become today is more academics. Education is becoming more like academics. Like I went to law school, they taught me law, but it's really academics. Then I have to go and intern and practice, and then I become an attorney, right? Like that. But that is not what education was meant to be. And Lord Chaitanya in the Sikshashtaka, the 8 verses, the only 8 verses that he wrote, right in the very first verse explains that the holy name is the heart and soul of all education. He gives sort of 7 purposes of chanting the holy name, 7 gifts of chanting the holy name. And the 4th gift, sitting right in the middle of the 7, is that the holy name is the heart and soul of all education. So the word used there is vidya, like that. Now, vidya doesn't just mean knowledge. Vidya also means the application of the knowledge, gyan, vigyan. If you add gyan and vigyan, then that becomes vidya, except that in education, because we're in the material world, you then have to create some value out of that application of that knowledge. So if you have knowledge, and then you applied the knowledge, but no value came out after applying the knowledge, that is not education. That is your misunderstanding, your ignorance, whatever else at play. You see what I'm saying? So really, education means knowledge, the application of knowledge, and creating value. And the best value is, of course, the greatest value, which is massive value, which is actually supreme absolute truth. Supreme absolute truth in Sanskrit is called Param Satya or Parabrahman, like that. And that is to say, when you say Param Satya, Parabrahman, you're talking about Krishna. That is Krishna. Krishna is the supreme absolute truth, like that. God has 2 features, the feature of a controller and the feature of the lover. The lover feature is the higher feature, because when you control, you cannot love. For example, no one will say, my boss loves me, because the boss controls you. Even if he says, I love you, the guy's not going to believe it, right? The employee's not going to believe that. Okay, you can say that. And employee might also say, I love you too, but that's not real love, and that's more just a game of, in a sense, like a business, right? I do something for you, you do something for me, right? That's transactional. Love is not transactional. Love is one way. If I love somebody, it is not because they love me that I love them. If I love them because they love me, that's transactional. That's like a business, right? I give you a product, you give me money. And hopefully you give me 10 times more value than what I gave you, so I come out winner in the end. You see what I'm saying? Like that. So Lord Chaitanya came and gave the knowledge and made it very simple. What was his process? Just chant the holy names of the Lord. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Like that. Take other names as well. Govinda, Madhusudan, so many nice names, right? And Prabhupada extended that list and said you can talk about Christ, Allah, take names like that. That's fine. But then what happened is, about 200 years after Lord Chaitanya left, the same thing happened. People again started losing faith in Krishna consciousness, in God consciousness, in the highest form of spiritual faith, like that. You might say the highest form of religion. Religion, Prabhupada defines as love of God. If you love God, that's religion. Everything else is not religion. It's only love of God that is religion, like that. And whatever comes from love of God, like that. So then, now that even that didn't work, Lord Chaitanya didn't work, so Lord Krishna then decided it's time to send Prabhupada. So Lord Nityananda made a prediction that a great Senapati Bhakta of Lord Chaitanya will come, and he will inundate the world with God consciousness. And the proof is in what happened in the mid-60s. Prabhupada came to the West and set up ISKCON, set up Krishna consciousness in a way that the whole world came to know about Krishna, came to know about God, came to know about Gauranga Mahaprabhu, like that. Excuse me. So then, when Prabhupada was here, Prabhupada knew that what will happen is, over a period of time, again, people will lose interest and forget. So he wanted an education system to be set up that would actually promote knowledge in such a way that that knowledge would be spiritual knowledge, because it would be knowledge that will be sustainable knowledge, knowledge that wouldn't die with a person or die over a period of time, like that. So he set up that type of sustainable knowledge. He wanted to talk about that sustainable knowledge. And then the application of that knowledge, right? And then the value that it creates. So Prabhupada wanted an education system to be set up from the womb of the mother, education starting in the womb of the mother for the child, to even beyond death. How can you help someone who already departed? How can you help them as well? So this is where that instruction was given to a number of his disciples, one of whom happened to be Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Radhanath Maharaj also knew about that, others also. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj, on the day I got initiated, asked that we start this education program, particularly a university which would be recognized as having this type of information and giving massive value as a result to the world, like that. So that's how we started this program, and the idea was to build a university, and everything we're doing sort of lines up with that as the end purpose, that we get up a university, and then from the university will come the whole education system from cradle to grave, like we're saying. So in this program, the formula we are using for education is that success in life comes if three things happen. The first is that one should have freedom in life to do what they want to do. If you don't have freedom, you cannot create massive value, because you're controlled, and whoever is controlling you is creating the massive value, if they're creating any massive value at all. And they're not. Those people who are controlling are not really interested in creating massive value. They're interested in controlling. You see what I'm saying? Massive problems. Sorry? Massive problems. Yeah, instead they're creating massive problems, so massive misery. You see what I'm saying? Like that. The second part is that we should be resourceful and have resources. Resourcefulness means the ability in any circumstance to create value from that circumstance. That's resourcefulness. And that's its real definition. In many ways, we are going to redefine the English language. So now we'll have better understanding of what words really mean. But resourcefulness simply means that you take any situation, and if a person can take that situation and turn it into value, that means that person is a resourceful person. And what do they generate? They generate resources, which is what everybody is chasing, right? The greatest resource that people are chasing in this world is money, right? Everybody wants more money, more money, more money, more money, like they say, right? But others are chasing other things as well. Like, for example, ISKCON is chasing bhakti as a cause, right? They want everybody to have bhakti, love of God. That's a resource. You see what I'm saying? Some people are chasing intellectual resources, right? We have a patent office, this, that, and the other. I think it's too loud, Prabhuji. Might bring it down a little bit. Yeah. So, some people are chasing property, right? One example is Bill Gates. He wants to be the largest landowner in the whole world. And he's got thousands and thousands and thousands, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if he's already reached 1 million acres or something around the world that he owns, right? Because he felt that was going to be the resource that actually, is that Arvind Prabhu? Arvind Prabhu? Yes. Arvind? Nice. Hare Krishna Prabhu, come right in. Come right in. Please take a seat. There's a chair right here. Okay, now we have 14 people, 9 here and 5 online. Okay, we still have 5 people online, or the numbers changed? 8 now. So 9 here, 8 there, 17. Nice, very good. So people are chasing different types of resources in this world. And so what allows people to do that is either businesses or ventures or something like that, right? So that takes care of resourcefulness and resources, which is the second part. And then the third part is a support system, because nobody can do everything on their own, right? Let's just take the temple that we have here, our temple, the Hare Krishna temple in Dallas. It's not possible for one devotee to, make sure the deities are taken care of, the prasadam, the restaurant, the preaching, the maintenance of the temple, the finances, right? The harinams that we do on the streets, so many things that the temple does, right? Receiving guests, doing festivals, celebrating appearances and disappearances, and can you imagine if there was only one devotee doing all of that? You know what I'm saying? It's not even possible. And if you really want to succeed, you need to create teams. You need to create people who can work together, who can cooperate and work together. So we call that a support system. So we're starting these 3 things with the idea that over a period of time we'll build a community around the world who will support the university, who will help make the university happen properly resourced, and with nice support systems so it work. But we're doing that for the community right now. So right now we want to help people become free so that they can have their own choice. They can choose what they want to do. Because the 2 golden rules of success are do what you love what you do. Those are the 2 golden rules of success. If you don't do what you love and love what you do, you're not operating at peak. You're operating at less than peak. You get the idea? Makes sense, right? So to give that freedom is where we started Smile. So the Smile program is about freedom. Then we have something we call Atamba Academy that talks about resourcefulness and resources and adds a support system called My Mastery. Just like people talk about masterminds in this world, mastering people, minds who come together and do amazing things coming together like that. So that's called masterminds. We call ours My Mastery because it's not just the mind, but your intelligence, your ego, or your emotions. If you bring them together, that's very powerful of yourself and a number of people like that. So that's called My Mastery. So that is what will roll out the full program. So Smile is the first part, which deals with freedom. So how does it deal with freedom? So it deals with freedom with 5 things that we do. And you will see that as this program rolls out, right now, all our Smile programs are like this. This is like almost like a Bhakti Vriksha type program, right? People come together, devotees come together, they do things together. But that's not typically how Smile will happen in the future. How Smile will happen in the future is two people get together in their own home and do these 5 things together and create amazing success. It could be 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, depending on the family. They might invite their own friends as well, and then they can also do larger numbers. But the idea is not to do more than 15 if possible. Keep it down to 10 as best as possible. The smaller the number, the better. And do more Smile programs with smaller numbers of people like that. So what are the 5 things that we do? The first thing we do is that we do kirtan, 10 minutes of kirtan. Then we speak about what are the 7 benefits of doing kirtan. When people learn the 7 benefits, they feel like, wow, I should be doing kirtan all the time. If this is what I can get out of kirtan, this is the best, most valuable thing, like that. And then we do 10 minutes of reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. And then we speak about the 5 benefits of Srimad Bhagavatam, like that. So you can see that in the papers that we gave you, the first page talks about the 7 flames, and then the next page talks about Srimad Bhagavata Mahima, means what is the value of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that's on the next page like that. So that's the second thing that we do. And then the third thing that we do is that we talk about something called Amya, A-M-H-Y-A, that you see on the second sheet, Amya. So Amya is a 5-part process that gives us freedom, that shows us how to have freedom in life. That's what Amya does. Okay? And it also does a little bit of the next 2 stages, which is resourcement, meaning resourcefulness and resources, and my mastery, which is support. So it does all 3, but it focuses on the first one, how to get freedom in life. So that's the third thing that we do. And then the fourth thing that we do is we do repeat kirtan, do kirtan again, because it is the process of this age. So we do that for 10 minutes. And then the fifth thing that we do is we all share some nice prashadam together. So that's the fifth thing. So these are the 5 things that we do in Smile. Okay? Typically, if you do it by yourself, like just say the 2 of you decided you can do it at home together, you would spend 1 hour a week doing that. It would take only 1 hour a week, which most people have, right? It's a good thing to do. If you did that, the child will benefit, because the child will learn Smile. And once you see the benefits, the 12 benefits, 7 from the holy name and 5 from Srimad Bhagavatam, you'll just think, wow, this is amazing. And then what Amya talks about is how life happens in this world. The child is already prepared when the child comes out, right? The child already knows, oh, that's how life works. When I come out, this is what's going to happen. So the child becomes smart right from birth. So you bring up a great child. Of course, when devotees have children, these children are not ordinary children. These are children who are coming from the heavenly planets. And they're taking birth because they want to do some great devotion on this planet and help others become happy in their lives, truly happy in their lives, like that. Okay, so that is actually like an introduction that I wanted to give. You can see this is a little bit of a different introduction than I would give in the past. But this sort of encapsulates it really nicely. Any questions, anything before we start doing kirtan and other things? Yes, Nand Braj Prabhu.
In Amya, what exactly do you do? Kirtan, you do kirtan, and then we talk about the benefits of it.
Right.
In Amya, what exactly does that look like when you talk with each other?
Very good, very good. Yeah. So in Amya, I'm going to explain that fully when I talk about Amya. But one of the A's in Amya, which is the last A, because Amya is A-M-H-Y-A, right? The first A stands for added hearts, the M stands for me-set, which means understanding your consciousness at all 11 levels, and understanding how life works, what is the formula for success, like that. The H stands for do things from the heart, because the Lord is sitting in the heart. So if we do things combined with the Lord, great things will happen, right? The Y stands for understanding your identity And then the last A stands for something called A5. So in this A5, what we do is we take small actions to create major results. And these major results increase the actions of the future. They become bigger and bigger and bigger, and the results become bigger and bigger and bigger, and you sort of create a whole movement starting with one small action, right? So in AMIA, we track that. How are you doing? And so what we're doing, thank you for asking the question, because what we're doing now is we're creating an app. So you'll have the app to be able to track yourself during the week. You meet once a week, but for the rest of the week, you use the app to track yourself, how you're doing, day by day. Because whatever you measure, you will achieve. If you don't measure, you will not achieve. Correct? You notice in business, they're always trying to measure things, right? Why? Because they want you to hit some mark of achievement. Right? So we're creating that. In fact, before we started, I was asking Nanda Braj Prabhu what his skill level was, or his, you might say, happiness level was with technology on a scale of 1 to 10, and he said about a 6 or 7. It's his ability, how he can deal with technologies like that. So I said, well, you're going to be a very busy guy. We're trying to set up this app, and we're figuring out how to do it. And between me, him, and Anand Prabhu, we're taking that on. We had actually Arvind Prabhu on as well, but currently he's tracking something in his life that he needs to take time out for, and so. But at some point he'll join the group as well. Any of you into technology, let us know, because technology is something that we're going to be using to help us set up our apps, our systems, right? Processes, so that we can do things properly like that. And if you know anybody outside who wants to help us, just let us know, because it makes a big difference to us doing technology. We have a person in our group, his name is Orek Prabhu, Orek Brilowski. He's very good at tech, and he's working away at tech as well. But right now, the three of us are working at the app, creating the app, simple app. Then we'll go into the more complex items over a period of time. So, okay, any other questions? No? We're all okay? All right, so let's start with some kirtan. We'll do kirtan for 10 minutes, and then we'll talk about the 7 benefits of kirtan. And the way we talk about 7 benefits is that everybody reads one. Actually, somebody reads the introduction, and there's 7 benefits. So 8 of us will get to say something about those 7 benefits. Then we'll all read from Srimad Bhagavatam. Do we have a Srimad Bhagavatam in the house? Yeah. Can you pass it on to me? Just so that I'll have it at the page where we need to start reading. Wonderful. Thank you very much. All right. So, start with kirtan. We'll do 10 minutes of kirtan. Anybody want to lead kirtan? Anybody feel like, I really want to lead kirtan? No? Then I'll ask Nand Prabhu. You want to do that? Please. There's some kirtals somewhere. You got a mridanga as well? All the kirtals on the top. Any mridanga players here? No mridanga players. Can Prabhuji use that mic? Is that the right mic for him? For the kirtan? Yeah. Perfect, nice.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna.
Raji, I have shared the 2 pages on the Smile website again, so if people online want to look at the flyers.
They can look at the same flyers, yes, okay. So, so these, what all of you see us reading here online that you're looking at, Mother Tammy has put this on the WhatsApp group, Smile WhatsApp group as a document, so you can read along there as we're reading here. Thank you very much for doing that, wonderful. So basically these are the 7 flames of the holy name, meaning the 7 benefits of chanting the holy name, and we'll explain them as we go. But Prajit, you can start by reading that first one in quotations. Let there be up to which can, just stop at which can.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Let there be all victory for the chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna.
Which,
Chant.
okay, good. So basically, by chanting the holy names of Krishna, it creates all victory. Everybody wants to be successful, right, in life? And success is the same thing as saying victory. When you have victory, means you succeeded, you achieved, you overcame the challenge, you reached your goal. So there was victory, right? So there's all victory when one chants the holy name of Krishna. You get all victory. How powerful is that, right? And this is not even part of the 7 yet. This is just to start it off by saying it's all victorious to chant the holy names of the Lord. And then, number 1?
Cleans the mirror of the heart and...
Okay, so cleanse the mirror of the heart. Some people say clean, some people say cleanse. I think in America they say cleanse or cleanse? Cleanse, yeah. The British also say cleanse. But English is a language that has different pronunciations for the same word. So cleanse the mirror of the heart. What does that mean? So basically our heart is of 2 types. There is the material heart, right, which pumps the blood. And then there's the spiritual heart, which contains all life. The life is in the heart. That's why when you do Amya, the heart-centered is life-centered. Heart-centered meaning spiritual heart, life-centered, like that. Or life, spiritual heart-centered. Get the idea? So the heart, our spiritual heart, has become contaminated by material knowledge and material activities and material desires. So just like when you have a mirror, right? And on the mirror, dust starts settling, right? So how long before you would say on that mirror, there'd be so much dust that it doesn't look like a mirror, it just looks like something made of dirt. How long do you think it would take if you do nothing to that mirror? Take a guess, huh?
How long would it take for what?
For that mirror to become just dirt. It won't look like a mirror at all, just look like dirt. Couple of years? Huh? Sorry? Few days? Mm-hmm.
I was thinking like 20 years.
Yeah, maybe 20 years, 50 years, say 100 years. Because then it'll be like a cake on the mirror. You see what I'm saying? A cake on the mirror.
You see yourself.
You won't even know that's a mirror.
Well, it's because I'm from Texas, so I get that.
Yeah.
Dusty here.
It's very dusty in Texas, yeah. And if it was dusty and also at the same time humidity, that would make it even worse, right? Because the humidity makes sure the dust sticks. But let's just say 20 years, okay? I think it would be true to say 20 years, that mirror will be unrecognizable as a mirror, correct? How many years have we lived? In terms of past lives and this life, with the same soul, how long have we lived? Billions, right? Trillions. How much dust has collected now? You can see there's no mirror there at all. You get the idea? There's nothing reflecting. Krishna is not reflecting. We can't see Krishna. Krishna is the original person. We are the reflection. If you can't see the original person, how are you going to see the reflection? You get the idea? So chanting, what it does, it cleanses the mirror. Until now, you can see in the mirror. And now you can see what the real reality is. Are you an animal? Are you a human being? Because if you look at something, like imagine this was a mirror, and I look at it, can I tell if I'm a human being or an animal or an ant or what? I can't, right? Whereas if it becomes a mirror, I can see by the form, oh, I'm a human. I'm an ant. You might say, well, you should know you're a human. Well, ants also live lives. They also think. They also get married. They also have children. Did you know that? They also build homes. Just like we build nice homes like this, they also build homes. In fact, they're technologically very advanced people, these ants. You know, they're thinking they're people too. We're not the only ones who are thinking we're people. So, it cleanses the mirror of the heart. And then number 2?
Stop the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence.
So in the material existence, we sing that every morning, right? Samsara davanala lidaloka, right? That this world is a blazing forest fire. It's a blazing forest fire. So if you're in a forest fire, blazing forest fire, and you happen to be a bird who's got a nest in that forest, what's going to happen to you? Pretty much instant death, right? You're going to be very miserable. Whichever animals live there, snakes, right? Creatures, other creatures that live there, all of them are going to be very miserable, won't they? So we become very miserable, but chanting stops the miseries of the blazing fire of material existence. So how powerful is that, right? Why do people go to work? Why do people have jobs? Ultimately, what is the reason they have jobs? Huh? So they get earn some money. And why do they need the money for? What do they need the money for? For things so they can be happy, right? They're trying to stop the miseries and increase their happiness. That's what they're doing with money, right? You stop your miseries, like say for example, you have a toothache, it's a misery, so you have some money, you go to the dentist and you tell the dentist, fix my tooth, I give you some money. So it stops the misery of the toothache, the money. The same money, buy some food, make some nice prasadam, offer it to Jagannath, and have some nice feast. Happiness. You see what I'm saying? But here's the easy way. That's the hard way, right? Go and work for somebody, listen to their insults, listen to their difficult words. So many people I counsel, employees come and tell me, man, I'm having a tough time at work. My associates are not nice to me. They're rude to me. They say bad things. They all try to fight one another who wants to become the manager. You know, and even when they say to me, please become manager, I say, no, I don't want to be manager. If I have people like this I have to work with, why would I want to be manager? You see what I'm saying? But here's chanting the holy name. How hard is it to chant the holy name? You get the result of stopping all the miseries. Then it says, number 3,
Chanting is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living.
there you go. It's the waxing moon. Right now we're in the waning moon, right? The moon is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller. Is it tomorrow or day after? We have Amavasya, right? I think today is Dwadasi. Today is Ekadasi. 4 more days. 4 days, right? Yeah. So if you look at today is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday will be Amavasya. So that's the waning moon. Waning moon, moon becoming less and less and less. Then comes the waxing moon. From Amavasya to Purnima. It becomes bigger and bigger and bigger. And in Purnima, you have a full moon, right? So this is the waxing moon that spreads the white lotus of good fortune for all living entities. Can you imagine that? If you chant and another living entity hears, they also get the benefit. That's best charity, right? That's amazing charity. So that's amazing reason. We want good fortune. We want to give good fortune to others. Why do we want to give good fortune to others? On a material level, what is the benefit when you give? It comes back multiplied. That's why people like to do charity. The more charity I do, the happier person I will become. It'll come back to me multiplied. But in spiritual life, we're not looking to give to get back. Why? Because we're already getting from Krishna as much as you want. We need to share that because He's giving us so much that we can't even handle how much He's giving us. So we have to keep giving. Right? And then number 4.
It is the life and soul of all education.
This is what I spoke about earlier. You can see it is the life and soul of all education. Now tell me, the universities that are running today, how many universities teach the holy name as the life and soul of all the courses they teach in their university? Nobody. Hardly anybody, right? We can see that, right? So this is why education is suffering right now. That's why people don't have so much faith in education. In fact, right now with the advent of AI, people are even saying there's no point going to the university. Better just learn some AI and make as much money as you want. Right? People are saying things like that. Even experts who used to say, the more you earn, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you earn. There used to be a saying like that. The more you learn, the more you earn. So go and get a university degree, get an undergrad, postgrad, higher the degree, more the pay. Unfortunately, not true. Now people are earning money without all that education. Because AI is doing all the thinking for them, right? Of course, AI has a lot of slop in it. You have to make sure the slop is not there. But the point is it's getting better and better and better, right? There's a worry, actually. One day, AI might control human beings. Let me guarantee you that's never going to happen. Human beings are more advanced in consciousness than machines. Yeah, machines will do things to us, and if we don't protect ourselves, it'll mess our lives up. Just like a computer can mess your life up, right? If it gives you bad information, it's a scam on the computer. It says, I'm the bank manager. Please send me I just lost your social security number. Please send me your social security number so I can put it back into your account so I can reactivate your account. Until then, your account is closed. And you say, I want to open my account. You send the social security number. What happens next? Somebody gets into your account. You find your account is 0. That's a machine, right? And yet we use computers. Number 5, Prabhuji. Yeah, Mahaprabhu.
The chanting of the holy name of Krishna expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life.
Look at that. The holy name of Krishna expands the blissful ocean. Gives us bliss, right? All of us who have joined Hare Krishna, if I came to you, Mahaprabhu, and I said, I give you $10 billion, forget Krishna consciousness. Will you take the 10 billion? Why? Because Krishna consciousness is giving you more bliss. If the 10 billion would give you more bliss, you would give it up, right? In fact, we gave up so many things to come to Krishna consciousness, right? How many of us gave up so many things that we were doing to become more Krishna conscious, correct? So this chanting of the holy name expands the blissful ocean of transcendental life. Transcendental life means life that's even better than material life. It's the greatest life, is transcendental life. It transcends all miseries, all temporariness, because in this world, only 2 things are there. Dukhalaya, asashvatam. Means everything is going to tend to misery and everything is going to tend to instability. But you want to get past misery and instability, it's the holy name. You can see why we should be encouraging everybody to chant Hare Krishna, right? Number 6, Nanda Prabhu.
It gives a cooling effect to everyone. And
Okay, gives a cooling effect because we're all overheated with misery, right? We become too hot with misery. You need to cool down, calm down. We say just chill, right? There's even a Hindi song that came out that says just chill. Correct? Many English songs are there too about chilling. Calm down, chill, right? So this gives the chilling effect, the cooling effect to everyone. Calms everybody down nicely. And then finally, the next one, Prabhuji.
Enables one to taste full nectar at every step.
Yeah. At every step, in this life we say there is danger at every step, right? Padam padam yad vipadam. There's danger at every step. So here, it is saying it enables to taste full nectar at every step. Means all the time we can be happy. Now, why is it that devotees are not happy all the time? It says you should be happy all the time. If you're chanting, you should be happy all the time, at every step. Why are we not happy from time to time? Why do we become unhappy? What's the reason?
Focus on material things.
Yeah, become focused on material things. Yeah, what else? There's a verse in the Siksashtakam that tells this. Verse number 3. Trinadpi sunichena tarorapi seishnana amanina mandena kirtana sadahari. That one should always be more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, giving all respects to others and not expecting any in return. Such a person can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. So if you keep chanting constantly, then you'll always have happiness, right? But we don't chant constantly. We sometimes become materialistic in our behavior, right? We lose our humility, or we disrespect somebody, or we expect some, recognition, right? So these are the things that cause us unhappiness. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, very nice story is given of Rishabdev, who was the king, great emperor, who happened to be also the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. So when he gave up his kingdom to his 100 children led by Bharat Maharaj, he told his 99 other children, please support your elder brother, make sure everything goes well. Then he became like a avaduta. Avaduta means like a person who doesn't follow rules and regulations, who doesn't too much care about social norms and things like that, like a little bit like a madman, like that. Suddenly, people started disrespecting him. They would pass stool on him, urinate on him, stand in front of him and pass bad air to make him smell that bad air. Say insulting words, hit him with sticks and stones. Rishabdev. Can you imagine that? This is the emperor. He just gave up his emperorship to his eldest son and decided, I'm going to be just Krishna conscious, and now people are not even respecting him. Because in this world, people respect position. If you have position, then they respect you. If you don't have position, you're nobody. Suddenly he went from somebody to everybody to nobody. Suddenly nobody respected him. But what did he do? He would always chant the holy names of God. It said, well, continue to chant the holy names of God. And he'd only think about God. He'd only think about Krishna. Every expansion of Krishna is a servant of Krishna. Why are they servants? Because they find happiness in serving Krishna. So he found happiness. He didn't fight. He didn't say things. He didn't complain. He just continued going everywhere. And it said, wherever he went, the air became really nice smelling. It became perfumed. Everything was like perfume. Even if it passed stool, the stool would be perfume. This is how pure a person. Of course, it's God himself, so naturally it was pure. But the point is setting an example to us. This is the way to be happy. Tolerate what people are saying and doing and this, that, and the other, right? Just tolerate it. Don't worry. Things will pass. The bad will pass and the good will come. But the most important thing is you will be connected to Krishna, and if you're connected to Krishna, you will be the happiest person in the world. Does that make sense? Yeah? So this is the value of chanting the holy names of the Lord. Anybody would like to make any comments, say something? Questions, doubts, concerns, sharing, realizations? No? Makes sense, right? Okay, so now we're going to read Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the third part of the program. We're going to read Srimad Bhagavatam, and I'm going to open it to a certain page where we read until last time. We actually may have gone past that, but Okay. All right, so we're going to start on page 32. I'm going to start this way this time, okay? When on this way, we'll go back this way. So we'll all read for 1 minute each. Is that okay? So, Prabhuji, can you give this to Ras Prabhu? And then ask him to start reading from here. And he'll read 1 minute, pass it on to you. Everybody will get a minute each. It's actually page 22 of the introduction. We should have set that up just 1 minute before you start, Prabhu. I want to make sure the online, you're able to get it online. Are you able to pull it up online? Can you, Nanda Prabhu, can you pull it up online for him at on Vedabase, on that computer, so he can actually share that screen and people know where we're reading from? Thank you very much. Sorry, I should have done that earlier. It's page 22 of the introduction. It may not show up as page 22 on the other one. It's the introduction, yes. It's page 22, so you'll be doing some scrolling before you come there. Just have a look. It says Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. That's where it starts. Then it says, my spiritual master something, right? What does it say after that? Can you read what it says?
Yes,
after Hare Krishna?
So on the order of my spiritual master.
Okay, so that's how it starts. So on the order of my spiritual master after Hare Krishna. You'll get there, don't worry. You'll get there. Give yourself some time. And on that computer you can scroll with using your finger as well on the screen. Got it? Nice. We'll share the screen and then we're ready. Let me know when you're ready, Anand Prabhu. We can start? Okay, so please start with Hare Krishna, start reading it.
Hare Krishna.
You'll have to speak louder so that they can hear.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
So on the order of my spiritual master.
No, read the Hare Krishna part first.
It's Hari Nama, Hari Nama.
Oh, Hare Nama, sorry, I thought it's Hare Krishna.
Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama.
Eva Kevalam,
Kiva,
Kalo,
Kalu,
Nasteva,
Naseiva,
Nasteva,
Naseiva, Gita,
Gatir, Anyata.
Gita, Anita.
Perfect.
So on the order of my spiritual master, I chant the holy name of Hare, and I am now mad after this holy name. Whenever I utter the holy name, I forget myself completely, and sometimes I laugh, cry, dance like a madman. I thought that I had actually gone mad by this process of chanting, and therefore I asked my spiritual master about it. He informed me that this was the real effect of chanting the holy name, which produces a transcendental emotion that is a rare manifestation. It is the sign of love of God, which is the ultimate end of life. Love of God is transcendental to liberation, and thus it is called the fifth stage of spiritual realization, above the stage of liberation. By chanting the holy name of Krishna, one attains the stage of love of God, and it's good, and it was good that fortunately I was favored with the blessing. On hearing this statement by the Lord, the Maya Vada
Sannyasis?
Sannyasis asked the Lord what was the harm in studying the Veda along with chanting the holy name.
Thank you. Okay, next person.
Praksananda Sarasvati knew well that the Lord was formerly known as Nimai Pandit, a very learned scholar of Navadvip, and his posing as a great fool was certainly to some purpose. Hearing this inquiry by the sannyasi, the Lord smiled and said, "My dear sir, if you do not mind, I will answer your inquiry." All of the sannyasis there were very much pleased with the Lord for his honest dealings, and they unanimously replied that they would not be offended by whatever he replied. The Lord then spoke as follows. Vedanta Sutra consists of transcendental words or sounds, uttered by the transcendental personality of Godhead. As such, in the Vedanta, there cannot be any human deficiencies like mistake, illusion, cheating, or inefficiency. The message of the Upanishad is expressed in the Vedanta Sutra, and what is said there directly is certainly glorified. Whatever interpretations have been given by Sankaracharya have no direct bearing on the sutra.
Thank you.
Therefore, such commentaries spoil everything.
Thank you. Next person. Can you actually show the mic to her so that when she speaks, just point. Oh, just point? Okay, perfect.
The word Brahman indicates the greatest of all, which is full with transcendental opulences, superior to all. Brahman is ultimately the personality of Godhead, and he is covered by indirect interpretations and established as impersonal. Everything that is in the spiritual world is full of transcendental bliss, including the form, body, place, and paraphernalia of the Lord. All are eternally cognizant and blissful. It is not the fault of the Acharya Shankar that he has so interpreted Vedanta, but if someone accepts it, then certainly he is doomed. Anyone who accepts the transcendental body of the personality of Godhead as something mundane certainly commits the greatest blasphemy. The Lord thus spoke to the sannyasi almost in the same way that he spoke to the Bhattacharya of Puri, and by forceful arguments he nullified the Mayavad interpretations of the Vedanta Sutra. All the sannyasis there claimed that the Lord was the personified Vedas and the personality of Godhead.
Thank you. Next person.
All the sannyasis were converted to the cult of bhakti. All of them accepted the holy name of the Lord Sri Krishna, and they dined together with the Lord in the midst of them. After this conversion of the sannyasis, the popularity of the Lord increased at Varanasi, and thousands of people assembled to see the Lord in person. The Lord thus established the primary importance of Srimad Bhagavad Dham, and he defeated all other systems of spiritual realization. After that, everyone at Varanasi was overwhelmed with transcendental Sankirtana movement. While the Lord was camping at Varanasi, Sanatan Goswami also arrived after retiring from office. He was formerly one of the state ministers in the government of Bengal, then under the regime of Nawab Hussain Shah. He had some difficulty in getting relief from the state service, for the Nawab was reluctant to let him leave.
Okay, next person from there. Thank you.
Nonetheless, he came to Varanasi, and the Lord taught him the principles of devotional service. He taught him about the constitutional position of the living being, the cause of his bondage under material conditions, his eternal relations with the personality of Godhead, the transcendental position of the supreme personality of Godhead, his expansions of different energy portions of incarnations, his control of different parts of the universe, the nature of his transcendental devotional activities, the different stages of development, the rules of regulations for achieving the gradual stages of spiritual perfection, the symptoms of different incarnations and different ages, and how to detect them, with references to the context of revealed scriptures.
Okay, next person.
The Lord's teachings to Sanatana Goswami form a big chapter in the text of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and to explain the whole teachings in minute details will require a volume in itself. These are treated in detail in our book, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. At Mathura, the Lord visited all the important places. Then he reached Vrindavan. Lord Chaitanya appeared in the family of a high caste Brahmin, and over and above that, as sannyasi, he was the preceptor for all the varnas and ashrams. But he used to accept meals from all classes of Vaishnavas. At Mathura, the Sanodiya Brahmans are considered to be in the lower status of society, but the Lord accepted meals in the family of such a Brahman also, because his host happened to be a disciple of the Nadavindra Puri family. At Vrindavan, the Lord took bath in 24 important bathing places and ghats. He traveled to all the 12 important vanas, forests. In these forests, all the cows and birds welcomed him as if he were their very old friend.
Thank you. Next person.
The Lord also began to embrace all the trees of those forests, and by doing so, he felt the symptoms of transcendental ecstasy. Sometimes he felt unconscious, but he was made to regain consciousness by the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. The transcendental symptoms that were visible on the body of the Lord during his travel within the forest of Vrindavana were all unique and inexplicable, and we have just given a synopsis only. Some of the important places that were visited by the Lord in Vrindavana were Kamyavana, Adishvara, Pavana Sarvara, Khadiravana, Seshasai, Karatirtha, Vandiravana, Vajravana, Shrivana, Lauhavana, Mahavana, Gokula, Karyahrda, Devadasa, Saritya, Kesitirtha, etc. When he saw the place where the rasa dance took place, he at once fell down in trance. As long as he remained at Vrindavana, he made his headquarters at Akrura Ghata.
Okay, next person.
From Vrindavana, his personal servitor, Krishnadasa Vipra, induced him to go back to Prayaga to take bath during the Magha Mela. The Lord acceded to this proposal, and they started from Fort Prayaga. On the way, they met with some Pathans, amongst whom there was a learned Maulana. The Lord had some talks with the Maulana and his companions. The Lord convinced the Maulana that in the Quran also there are descriptions of Bhagavata Dharma and Krishna. All the Pathans were converted to his cult of devotional service. When he returned to Prayaga, Srila Rupa Goswami and his younger brother met him near Bindu Madhava temple. This time the Lord was welcomed by the people of Prayaga more respectfully.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, very good. All right, so maybe you can put on the table or right next to Prabhupada or something like that. Oh, yeah, put it on the table there. Thank you very much. Okay. Jai Ghantaraj Mad Bhakta Mahapurana Ki Jai. So basically, now we're going to talk about the benefits of reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, and that's where the flip side of the same page that we read from about the seven flames says Srimad Bhagavatam Mahima Stotra, prayers to the Bhagavatam by Srila Sanatana Goswami, okay? That's where we're going to read from, okay? And so we're going to go back the same way we came. So we'll start with you, Prabhuji. So basically read the English translation of the first verse where it says, O nectar from the ocean, up to all the worlds.
O nectar from the ocean of all scriptures, secular fruit of all the Vedas, rich mine of the precious gems of all conclusive truths. You are the only giver of light to all the worlds.
So here comes the very first purpose, the reason why we should always be reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Because the Srimad Bhagavatam is the nectar from the ocean of all scriptures. If you take all the scriptures and think of them as an ocean, then from that ocean, the nectar that comes out is Srimad Bhagavatam, and it is the singular fruit of all the Vedas. The Vedas are very extensive. If you look at how much space the Vedas would occupy in terms of scripture, the rest of all the scriptures in the world wouldn't occupy even 0.0000 many times 1% of how much the Vedas occupy. That's how big the Vedas are. So it is the singular fruit of all of the Vedas. And the rich mine of the precious gems of all conclusive truths, because there are truths and then there are conclusive truths, which are the best. And this is the rich mine of all those precious gems of conclusive truths. You are the only giver of light to all the worlds. So this is the one that actually gives us all the information. Bhagavatam is the one that gives information so you can understand the world and live in the world properly and do the things that you need to do in the world. It's the only one that gives light. For example, can you imagine this room right now if all the lights were turned off? Be very different, right? And what if there was no light anywhere in this world? What would this world be like? It'd be a mess, you know? Because it is the light that creates light. Even the torchlight comes from light. So there's no light, there's no torchlight either. The batteries won't work. If the energy wasn't there to create light, that same battery is converted to the energy in the battery, right? Which then lightens up everything. So everything runs by the power of light. Sunlight actually creates every power in the world, directly or indirectly. So this is the only giver of light to the world. This is how powerful Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay, then the next verse, Prabhuji.
O life heir of all the Supreme Lord's devotees, O Master, Srimad Bhagavatam, you are the sun risen in the darkness of Kali. You are the exact image of Sri Krishna.
So it says that Srimad Bhagavatam is the life air of the Supreme Lord's devotees. Without life air, you can't breathe, right? Srimad Bhagavatam is the life air of devotion. Without Srimad Bhagavatam, there is no such thing as devotion. If there is no devotion, there is no such thing as even life, because the whole world runs on the sound vibration that is created when Krishna plays the flute. And that flute, when it plays, that music, the sound it gives, is the sound of love of God. And that's what animates the whole creation. So nothing in creation will work without bhakti. And the life air of the devotees who are practicing bhakti is the Srimad Bhagavatam. Then it says, O Master, Srimad Bhagavatam. The Lord is always Master. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is addressed as the Lord. Do you know at one of the temples in Europe, very, very nice temple, when they do Srimad Bhagavatam class, the Bhagavatam is actually sitting on the altar. Then they have a ceremony to bring that Bhagavatam from the altar to the speaker. There's a whole ceremony that happens. That's how much they respect the Srimad Bhagavatam. And then it says that you are the sun risen in the darkness of Kali. Without the sun, nothing can happen, right? And then finally it says, you are the exact image of Sri Krishna. I mean, the exact image. If you want to see what Krishna looks like, Bhagavatam will tell you what he looks like. Without Bhagavatam, you cannot come to know what Krishna really looks like. We have some examples, because like Jagannath is here, a little easier to remember his face, right? Round face, two big eyes, smile. That's Jagannath, right? So, but to really remember him properly, you must read the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is how powerful the Bhagavatam is. Then the third one, Mother.
I bow down to you, who are supremely blissful to read. Your every syllable pours down a flood of prema. You can always be served by everyone. You are Sri Krishna himself.
How powerful is that, right? I bow down to you, who are supremely blissful to read. You read Bhagavatam, you will become happy. Your every syllable pours down a flood of prema. Prema means love of God, right? Every syllable, Bhagavatam starts with 12 syllables. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. There's 12 syllables. Every syllable pours down a flood of prema. So you can imagine how powerful this is. Love is what runs the whole world. It defeats everything, and everything cannot defeat love, true love. This is the power of just one syllable. From the 18,000 verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam, any one syllable can pour down a flood of prema. What to speak of all the verses, right? This is how powerful the Srimad Bhagavatam is. You can always be served by everyone. Bhagavatam is so kind. Anybody can read Srimad Bhagavatam. This is why we distribute Bhagavatams every year. And everybody should have Bhagavatam, a set of Bhagavatams in their house. If any of you don't have it, please let us know. We'll give you a set of Bhagavatams. So you have it in your house. And then help us during the year to give it to everybody. Because if they have Bhagavatam in their house, it says, you are Sri Krishna himself. We've given Krishna to people in their own house. Everybody wants to have Krishna in their house. Here is the best way to have Krishna in the house, the Bhagavatam itself. And then the next verse.
My only friend, my constant companion, my spiritual master, my great wealth, my savior, my good fortune, my source of ecstasy, I bow down to you.
My only friend. We're all looking for friends. Bhagavatam is the only friend. Why? Because a friend is a person who can do anything for you no matter how bad it gets. That's a real friend. Only Krishna can do that. Only the Srimad Bhagavatam can do that. Keep the Srimad Bhagavatam. You have a friend like that. You can look at the Srimad Bhagavatam and feel happy. My real friend. My constant companion. Get a smaller set of Bhagavatams, and the smaller Bhagavatam, always keep that with you wherever you go. Or Bhagavad Gita. Keep that with you all the time. My spiritual master is described as the spiritual master himself. My great wealth. Everybody's looking for wealth in this world, right? He is the great wealth. My savior. Because there are times when you need help, right, in our lives. This is the savior. My good fortune. Everybody's looking for fortune. This is the good fortune. My source of ecstasy. Everybody's looking for bliss and happiness. Srimad Bhagavatam is the source. Just like the water we're drinking here comes from a reservoir, right? The reservoir is the water. That water is pumped right into our house. The reservoir is the source, you might say. So this is the source of all happiness, Srimad Bhagavatam. I bow down to you because the Lord, so we bow down. And then the next one.
O bestower of saintliness to the unsaintly, O exalter of the most fallen, please never leave me. Always appear in my heart and my voice with pure love.
There you go. We are unsaintly. We are sinners. We commit sins all the time. We offend people. We do things that are not right. This is what bestows saintliness to the end. Bestow means to give free of charge. We get all good character. And you notice that, right? That before we become a devotee, we have some character. And after we become a devotee, we have another character. Right? And after becoming devotee, the character is so much better. Even people who don't believe in Krishna consciousness say, wow, you've become a better person. Right? And that's what helps them to come to Krishna consciousness too. O exalter of the most fallen. Exalter means one who raises to a higher position. Even if we are the most fallen, it raises to the highest position. And nobody here is most fallen. I don't think we've ever met somebody who's most fallen. There's always somebody who's more fallen than that person, right? Nobody can really say, I am the most fallen. Although we do pray like that. Oh, my dear Lord Gauranga, I am most fallen. Please shower mercy upon me. We consider ourselves most fallen. But even the most fallen can be raised by the Srimad Bhagavatam. Please never leave me. We pray like that. Just like when you love someone, you say, don't leave me, right? Stay with me. Don't go. Always appear in my heart. Because that's where love is sitting. And my voice with pure love. Voice expresses the heart, right? When people speak, you know that's what's in their heart. If they're speaking bad things, it means their heart is contaminated. If they're speaking nice things, it means the heart is full of nice things. So they're speaking nice things. So always speak nice things. Give up bad things from the heart and speak nice things to others. So these are the benefits of reading Srimad Bhagavatam. How powerful is that, right? If you add these 5, and there's so much more in these 5 than just 5 things, right? All of them give multiple benefits in each verse. Add that to the 7 that we read, which also gave multiple benefits in each line. How many benefits we get? If we add all these benefits up, there's a lot of benefits, right? From chanting and hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Chanting Hare Krishna, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is smile. We do this so that now, if you have this, you'll become free. You'll have freedom. So any sharing? Anybody like to share anything? Questions, doubts, concerns? Yes?
I had two questions. One is, you said smaller set of Bhagavatam.
Bhagavatam.
What does that mean? Like 18, there's 18 volumes?
18 volumes the same, but the book is smaller. Like these books are this size, right? The other one is like this size.
Oh,
It's
you
a-
mean the ones that are broken down?
No, it's just a mini version. It's like a same Bhagavatam set, but a mini set. The book is smaller. The writing is smaller and the book is small. It's easy to carry the book around.
Oh,
This one, the book is bigger,
okay.
hard to carry around all the time.
Right.
The smaller book, it's easy to carry around all the time.
Okay.
But it's exactly the same. It has everything in it
Okay.
that this Bhagavatam has.
One thing I was thinking is, these are so amazing when you read them, both the benefits of chanting and Srimad Bhagavatam.
Right.
I was thinking, I almost wish I would read them before I did the activities.
Yeah,
If I read it before Srimad Bhagavatam, then maybe when I read Srimad Bhagavatam, I had a little bit more appreciation for
that
it.
is true. But you may become more motivated, you see what I'm saying? So the idea is to read it after. Then you're not motivated while you're reading. You're reading unmotivated, you see what I'm saying? Unmotivated reading gives a lot of value like that. So that's why we read after, like that. But yeah, but now you've read it, the next time you read, it's going to affect you. But we probably forget, right? Until we read it again and think, wow, I read that before, but I forgot while I was reading that this is how great the Srimad Bhagavatam is. It's our nature, we're very forgetful in this age. But you had a second question, you said?
Yes, I think I found the answer though. I was going to ask you, do we read the prayers before we read the book?
Okay.
It's afterwards, I guess.
Better to read after, but you can read before, there's nothing wrong.
Okay.
You can read before and after if you want. So yeah, absolutely, that's good. Anybody else? Any questions, doubts, concerns, realizations?
In terms of the most fallen, this Epstein people, are there anybody more fallen than them?
Oh yeah, they're much worse than that. There are people who go around slitting people's throats in this world, right? They're called ISIS. That's pretty nasty, right? You know what I'm saying? I think that's going down a little bit worse. Okay? Right. And I'm sure there are others who go even worse than them, that we don't know about so much.
We got descriptions of hell.
Yeah. Pretty nasty people. Even in this world, there are very nasty people who live. There are some people, I'll give you an example. There are some people, they call them, what do they call people who eat people? Cannibals. So you might say cannibals are worse, right? They eat people. They eat people. That's what they eat. So if they catch you, then you are food for them. That's pretty bad, right? So it does get pretty bad. That's why I'm saying who's really most fallen, it's hard to say. It gets pretty bad. It gets worse and worse. And cannibals are not the worst people. There are people, according to the Bhagavatam, that are worse than the cannibals. An example might be somebody who knows that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but tells people he's not the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that's a pretty nasty person, right? Imagine, I'm just giving an example, and don't feel bad that I'm giving an example. Well, I'm not going to give you examples because somebody else will do. Because you might feel bad if I say this. But imagine you go to a family and there's mother, father, and a child. And the person says, to his friend, he's come with his friend, and he says, do you know that this husband is not the father of that child? Can you imagine how the husband will feel and the wife will feel? That means the wife is a bad person, right? She had, obviously, physical relations. Somebody else to have that kid, right? And worse, if the person says, I am the real father. Why do people say Krishna is not God? Because they want to be God. Do you see what I'm saying? I mean, is that worse than a cannibal or better than a cannibal? I think it's worse, right? So how does it get worse? We have to think. But it really gets really bad. So the most fallen can be exalted if they reach Srimad Bhagavatam like that. See what I'm saying? Yeah. It's very powerful, actually, very powerful. Okay, now we go to the fourth part. Yes, sir.
I had a two-part question, Father G.
Yes.
Sometimes we hear ones-on-ones preach that I guess that it can be offensive to, I guess, ask Krishna for anything, that we should I guess just take a mode of, just service and more gratitude, but
Right.
this clearly states that you are my spiritual master, my great wealth, my good fortune.
Right.
So I guess I was just looking for some clarity there. Should we ask Krishna for the things that we need? And then I guess the back question is that sometimes people take to the demigods to ask them for different things, but if Krishna is our great wealth, should we take that to him, or should we reserve that? And
Good point.
ask
Yeah.
different?
Excellent, excellent. So, Prabhuji's question is that often people are say, don't ask Krishna for anything. We should just serve Krishna, don't ask from Krishna. You see what I'm saying? The answer is, you should ask from Krishna, don't ask from anybody else. Ask from Krishna, because Krishna is the original father. He says, Ambij Pida. Every father, if they're children, they would say to the children, don't go and ask somebody else, ask me, right? Because if they ask somebody else, what will happen? That person might cheat them. That person might poison them. Says, here's some candy, but then takes them away and abuses them. Correct? So we should always ask from Krishna, number one. Second, after we become strong enough that we realize we don't need to ask, He's going to give it to us anyway. You see what I'm saying? He's going to take care of us. Then we still ask, but now ask for things that will please Him instead of please us. Now become strong enough and know Krishna's only business is to take care of me. My only business is to take care of Krishna. Come to that stage in life. So that's love. If I only take care of you without thinking about you taking care of me, then that's love. But if I take care of you thinking He's going to also do something for me, that's transactional. That's business. And business is not devotion. Right? We don't see, we say the corporate world is doing devotion. We don't say that. We say the corporate world is doing business. Does that make sense? Yes. When they form their association, they call themselves the Dallas Business Association. They don't call themselves the Dallas Devotional Association. Because that's not devotion, you see what I'm saying? When there's transaction, there's no devotion. Devotion means one-way love. No expectation of reward. That's devotion. So really, we should try to get into that mode, but until you get in that mode, when you're in the earlier mode, stay with Krishna. Because the second mode won't come if you don't stay with Krishna. So it's better to ask from Krishna than ask from anybody else. You see what I'm saying? And when you ask from Krishna, you begin to start loving Krishna because He does something for you, right? A lot of children, they love their parents. Why? Because the parents are doing something for them, right? They give them gifts, they give them food, they give them happiness, right? So they love them. They say, my mother is the best mother in the world. My father is the best father in the world. If the mother and father are a little strict, then they don't seem to say that as often. They feel, I got the worst father in the world, man. My mother is such a bad mother. She's always strict with me. You know what I'm saying? Like that, right? So Krishna is a very loving person. So experience that love. It's going to be very helpful to experience that love. And in the beginning, that's what we are, right? We're like kids. Then we grow up. When we grow up, then we act a little differently, right? For example, today, you don't ask from your mother like you did when you were a 1-year-old kid, right?
True.
Yeah, because you've grown up now. Now you still ask from the mother. What do you ask from the mother? You ask that you be allowed to serve her, look after her, so that she'll be happy. You ask like that, right? Mom, please let me serve you. Please let me take care of you. I want you to be happy. But when you were a 1-year-old kid, Mom, can I have some sweets? Can I have some candy? You know? Can I go out and play? Can you give me a toy? Right? But that was good. Because that built a bond between you and your mother, right? You loved her. Today you still love her, right? But imagine that had not happened when you were 1-year-old. What would happen now? You'd probably consider your mother not to be a nice person. Probably won't even be staying with her. you'd be staying somewhere else, right? We are all creatures of affection and love. So first we build the love, and then we understand it properly. You see what I'm saying? That's the idea. Does that make sense?
Yes, perfect sense.
Good. All right. Anybody else? So then we'll move on to the next part. Now the third or the fourth. Third actually. First we chanted, then Bhagavatam. Now the third part is Amya. The fourth will be doing some more kirtan, and the fifth will be Prashadam. Right? So let's go in the middle, the heart now, Amya. So Amya at a glance. So what is Amya? Amya is how you gain and experience authentic freedom. You reflect and grow each week in the following arenas of compelling empathic mastery. So we are teaching mastery to people. You see what I'm saying? Like that. So this mastery is done in these 5 letters. The first letter is added hearts. Right? Added hearts. So added hearts means that you add God's heart to your heart. So the two of you become intimately close to one another. It's just like, we say, this is like my 48th year as a marriage counselor, and I tell people getting married, marriage means 2 bodies, 1 soul. 2 bodies, 1 soul. See? The two of them become like 1 soul. They understand each other so well, they're always thinking of their best interests, each other's best interest, like that. So we have to become like that, one with Krishna. Not merge into Krishna, but one in purpose. Our only purpose is to please Krishna. Krishna's only purpose to please us. That becomes added hearts. Get the idea? And then add other people who are also similar, and now form your community based on that. If you do that, you will become a very powerful person, just by one item, added hearts. Does that make sense to everybody? Any doubts, concerns, questions? Okay, so we're creating an app so that we do that. So we can see you added your heart to Krishna's heart, and who else you are adding in now? How do you identify them and add them? Because they become like you. They're very powerful. They support you. They fully understand you. They love you. They want you to be the greatest person in the world. So imagine if Krishna does that for you, obviously you're very successful. 1 more person get added in, much better now, right? 2 people, much better. 5 people, better. 10 people, even better, right? The more people who love and support us, the more powerful we'll become. Correct? Okay. Then the next one is M, which stands for me-set. So me-set is like mindset. You know how we do mindset programs so you can have a proper mind and do things proper mind? Me-set is similar. In me-set, we do 5 things. One is we make sure that we have a good attitude in our lives. So what makes a good attitude happen? We talk about that. So that's what you're going to see on the phone in the app. It tells you how to develop a powerful attitude. And the second thing is how to understand what you really love in your life. Because if you do what you love and love what you do, you're going to become very successful. Then the third thing is your nature. What is your nature? Are you more Brahminical by nature? Are you more Kshatriya by nature? Are you more Vaishya by nature? Shudra by nature? What is your nature? Because if you act according to your nature, you're going to do better in your life. Then the fourth thing is your spirituality, your soul. Are you taking care of your soul? Do you know who your soul is? Have you understood your soul? And are you feeding your soul? The soul is like a bird in a cage. We're the cage, and the soul is sitting inside us like a bird in a cage. If you have a bird in a cage, isn't it very important to feed the bird? Or should you just keep polishing the cage and not feed the bird? What will happen if you keep polishing the cage and not feed the bird? The bird will die. The bird will die. It can't fly out because it's caught in the cage. Soul won't die. The body will die. The soul won't die. But the soul will not be happy if you don't feed the soul. So that's the fourth thing. And then the final thing is connecting this to the universe we live in and the universe we're supposed to go to, the spiritual world. That's called me-set. So now you're set to do things in life properly. Get the idea? Then the third one is H, which stands for heart-centered. Now do things on the basis of your spiritual and physical heart. Take care of your physical heart, but make sure that you do things from the point of your spiritual heart. Make sure Krishna is happy. Who is sitting in the heart? I am sitting, the little I. Who else? Krishna. Who else? Prabhupada says, who else sits in the heart? The spiritual master. Prabhupada said, in the heart is Krishna, the spiritual master, and all of the associates of the spiritual master and Krishna, and the little me. That's who's sitting in the heart. So can we act on the basis of these people? You'll be much more powerful in your life, right? If you do things on your own, you can do something. But if you do things with Krishna, Krishna's associates, who are Krishna's associates? Who are Krishna's associates? Radharani, who else? Balaram, who else? Krishna is also Gauranga. So Lord Nityananda, Lord Advaita, who else? Gaura Bhakta Vrinda, they're all associates of Gauranga. Anantakoti Vaishnava Vrinda are the associates of Krishna and Radharani and Balaram. Yogamaya, Tulsi Devi, Gopis, Gopas, all of these are sitting in your heart. Please try to understand. Act on the basis of them being with you. How powerful is that, right? And then who are the spiritual master's associates? The acharyas. Who else? His god brothers and god sisters. What about the brothers and god sisters? Disciples. They're also the associates, right? Of the spiritual master. All of these people are sitting in your heart. What are we having a problem with? We don't know this, we're ignorant, and therefore we have problems. You get the idea? That's being heart-centered. And then the Y stands for your omni-best identity. Your best identity. Your best identity is who you are in the spiritual world. And we are in the spiritual world servants of the servants of the servants of Radha and Krishna, right? Gopir Bhartu Padakamaleva, Das Dasa Anudasa. That's who we are in the spiritual world. So, what do we do here? We serve the devotees, because we are the devotees' servants, servants, servants. So we serve devotees. And understand my identity is, I am the servant of the servant of the servant. And my job is to serve. And if I serve as the servant of the servant, what will happen? Krishna will accept us as his devotee. Krishna says, one who thinks he is my devotee is not my devotee. But one who thinks that he is the devotee of my devotee is my devotee. Correct? So, see how nice this is, right? This gives us freedom now. Now I can become free. And finally, the A stands for A5 in Total Health Empowerment 10. A5 means taking those 5 steps that I just spoke about. What is your agency? What does agency mean? Huh? Your nature, yes, that is your agency. What else? All your qualities that you have, right? All the assets that you have. You see what I'm saying? Like, say, for example, right now we're in Mahaprabhu and Brinda Sevika Prabhu's house. So this house is their asset, part of the agency, right? Anything that you have that is of value is your agency. Now, based on that agency, take some small action. What is a small action that the both of you can take? Brinda Sevika and in 5 minutes, what is small action that you can take in 5 minutes that you think can create a result? 5 minutes. The others also know answers I've given in the past. I'm not asking the others. What's something you can do? You can do even in seconds.
You said kirtan, right?
Kirtan, yeah. You can do kirtan, right? Kirtan can do in 1 minute, right? What will happen if you do kirtan in 1 minute? What is the result that you will get? We just read the 7 benefits. Heck, 1 minute creating all those results? That's very powerful, right? The job doesn't do that. How much time do you spend in the job? 40 hours? Not 1 minute. 40 hours is how many minutes? 2,400 minutes. And it doesn't create what 1 minute can create. You seeing now where the power is in life? Right? Now you've created the results. What will happen as a result? Now you created, well, you're going to feel authentic, right? You're going to feel, okay, I'm now trying to become a devotee. And that's going to make you happy. When you become happy, do you do just 1 minute of kirtan? No, now you do 10 minutes of kirtan, right? Because you're happy. You're going to do more of what you like, right? When you eat, say for example, today you made what? What's an example of some prasadam you made today? Samai, quinoa. Okay? So quinoa is a little bland. Something tasty? Paneer sabji, okay. So let's take paneer sabji. And Hare Krishnas love paneer sabji, right? So you eat 1 paneer. What does that do to you? You feel like having more paneer, right? So when you chant, you feel like doing more chanting, right? More paneer will create more happiness. More chanting will create more happiness. So you'll do more chanting, you'll eat more paneer, right? How long have you been eating paneer now, up till now, in your life? All the years you're born, right? Pretty much, except for the first 6 months when you're not allowed to eat anything. After that, it started with kheer, right? Started with sweet rice. Today we're still eating sweet rice, right? After 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years, we're still eating sweet rice. Why? Because it gives pleasure. That's A5. And you do the same in 10 areas. Your financial health, physical health, that's listed there, those things. Those 10 areas of life. That's called Amya. All doing these things is Amya. We create a tracker, so you do these things, and you can see how you're progressing in your life. You're going to become stronger and better. And if you teach that to others, you'll become a coach. And coaches are, in this world, the highest paid people. Did you know that? They're the highest paid people, except for some businesses. Majority of the money that's made is in coaching. I've asked this question, some of you already know the answer. The highest paid coach in this world is earning $1 million an hour. Okay. Businessmen don't earn $1 million in a whole year, right? This coach is earning $1 million an hour. If the coaches that I know of, the group that I work with who train how to become coaches, this, that, and the other, say that if you're not earning $100,000 a month, you're not a good coach. Now, how many people earn $100,000 in their jobs? Coach means you're the boss, right? Of your own business. So we teach these things in Atomva Academy. But Amya is what gives them the strength to understand these things properly. You can see why Amya is very good, right? And Amya comes in 6 versions. The one is the free version. What we're doing is the free version. Nobody charges any money for this, right? Then the next version is called Talent, where we help you build your talent. There it costs you $60 a year. Now to learn this for $60 a year, that's nothing, right? People pay much more than that for learning silly things in life. This is the best of the best of the best. Then if you want to do it, and there you'll associate with other people who are in talent. The next level is professional. So you'll associate with professional level. Higher than that, small business. Higher than that, big business. And higher than that is multinational business. You can touch any of these 6 areas in. So now you're growing, right? So this is the strength of Amya. It's the strength of Smile. If you have Jagannath with you, you can do anything. And live really happy lives. Does Amya make sense now? Right? And so we're coming out with the app, so now in the app you can introduce it to other people like that. And if you introduce, then we also make sure that 25% cash comes back to you, 25% goes to your next level of training. So that way you're earning your own money and you're paying for your next level of training, and that way you now become fully trained up and you train others also. Because if you don't teach, you're not going to be a great student. The teacher is the best student. When you teach, when you coach, when you counsel, when you train, when you mentor, you become powerful. Does that make sense? So that's what Amya is all about. So any questions about Amya? Makes sense, right? Does it make sense? Yeah? Okay, so let's now do Kirtan again for about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we have some prasadam. Is that okay? Yes? Okay. Anybody else wants to lead Kirtan this time? One of you can lead, maybe? Or you two can lead. Lead for 10 minutes. And I think this time we'll all stand up, because Kirtan is best done standing up. We'll all stand up. In 10 minutes Kirtan, standing up will also help us become a little more hungry, so that we can eat less. Bring a prasadam. They make prasadam for 15 people, we're only 10. All of you have 1.5 times what you eat. Make it 15. We'll take some for Oryx as well. Excellent.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare
Jaya Radha Kala Chanji Radhe
Jaya Radha Kala Chanji Radhe
Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra
Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra
Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva
Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva Jaya Panchatattva
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Hari Hari
I just wanted to explain one thing about Lord Jagannath is that all the 9 planetary systems are in Lord Jagannath's face. Like you can see here, the yellow line, this yellow pillar represents Jupiter, actually, planet Jupiter. And then the red here represents the sun. This red here represents Mars, planet Mars. And then the white here represents the Venus, the smile. And then the eyes white part represents actually the moon. And then you notice here, there's on the edges, you'll notice there's a little green that represents Mercury. And then these dots here are a little more, meant to be a little more like violet color. So they represent Ketu. And then the brown that you notice here, a little bit of brown you notice, that represents Rahu. So all the 9 planetary systems are in Jagannath's face. So if you look at Jagannath's face, you get the benefit of all the planets. So then your astrology will become perfect.
So what is Saturn?
Saturn is the black.
Oh,
All the black is Saturn.
okay.
So they're all there. Yeah, I didn't mention Saturn, sorry. Yeah. Wonderful. So it's so nice, isn't it?
Yes.
Lord Jagannath has everything. Right on his face. So Mickey Mouse person you work with, miracles to us. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Have a nice